I am so sick and tired of hearing about how terrible the job market is. Because here's what nobody's talking about. Up to 80% of jobs are filled through what's called the hidden job market. Not through jobs boards or LinkedIn Easy Apply, but through people you know. Here's exactly what's happening. While you're refreshing your inbox, waiting to hear back from application number 237, someone else just landed your dream job because they knew someone on the inside. You're probably asking, how do I even know this? It's because I recently chatted with Eric Crawford. He's a veteran career coach on Mental Cruise who spent nearly 30 years at companies like Google, Samsung and Walmart, and knows every little detail of the top job markets in the world. My name's Tom, and in this video, I'm going to show you the exact weekly habit that gets you into the hidden job market. It's something that helps me land new opportunities that don't even get advertised. So, if you're tired of a black hole known as applying to jobs, keep watching. Why you're actually invisible. Most people think job hunting is just a numbers game. The more applications you send, the better your chances. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter how many applications you send if you're invisible.
A lot of people just send out a resume, maybe a cover letter or an intro, and then they think, oh, my sparkling personality will help me crack the interview and I'll be good, right? But that's not really how it's working right now. So what I have this method where you lead up front with value in the form of prototypes and briefs and analysis and research. And then you present that even before the first call with the recruiter or the hiring manager. So it sets the tone for your intentionality and your passion and interest in the company. And that is what people share internally. And that's what gives you the visibility to get attention and ultimately present your case.
Recruiters spend seconds scanning each resume. So if your whole strategy depends on a wall of bullet points, you're basically shouting into the void. But if you build real connections and lead with relationships, your response rate will increase dramatically. By the way, if you want personalized help getting your dream job, Eric offers mentorship on Mental Cruise. He can help you build the exact outreach strategy that helps him get 80% response rates. The one thing you do every week. So here's the habit. One coffee chat every week. That's it. Spend 20 minutes with someone who works at a company you'd want to work at. This isn't about asking for a job. It's about learning from someone's career story.
Because of the proliferation of different technologies and companies and platforms, you now have an opportunity to build things and connect with people directly, even, CEOs, VPs, whomever it is, through just based on your curiosity and creativity. And I feel like a lot of people are not taking advantage of that.
Fun fact, people love to talk about themselves. So if you show up with genuine curiosity, not only will you learn a lot, but you'll also stand out because you're the only person not trying to stand out. If that sounds like a lot of work, compare that to the time you're already spending on your job search. An hour a day sending out applications that go nowhere. So where do you actually find these people? Step 1, start with the people you already know. Text your friends, co-workers, family and ask, hey, do you know anyone who works at Adobe, for example? You'll be surprised how often that one text can open a door. If that doesn't work, it's time for step 2, LinkedIn. Search for your target company and role, and then start looking for people whose career paths are interesting to you. All right, so I'm gonna search for someone from Adobe. So I've got the company pulled up. What you can do, if you go to the people tab, we'll kind of give you this list of all the people in. I've already searched for product marketing because that's what I'm trying to get into in this scenario. And it's giving me a list of 4,000 people. So first thing I'll do is I go to the end and I look for people who I'm connected to. So I go to first degree connections. I've already potentially got some people I know who are working in this kind of role at Adobe. So I can kind of get in touch with them and get some info or set up a chat. If you don't have any first degree connections, what you can do is then start going out to second degree connections to people who are connected to you. So I might look through, I can see some of the different roles. I see here, this person could maybe introduce me, click into the profile. I kind of have options. I can see if I can just connect and follow her and start to get engagement that way, or I can get an introduction from my friend here. Step 3, reach out. My advice here is to keep it short and make it thoughtful. People get LinkedIn outreach all the time, so you've got to connect without the copy and the paste. So when it comes to outreach, you want to keep it pretty thoughtful and short. I'm looking at this profile, it's actually kind of interesting. I see not only is she working at Adobe in product marketing, also runs a vineyard, which is really cool. So if I was reaching out to her, I would probably try and reference that. But here's an idea. If I connect, I get the option to add a note. And here is something I might write, which is, hey Felicia, I came across your profile and had to ask, what's tougher, launching a product at Adobe or running a vineyard? I'm exploring product roles at Adobe and was curious how you found your way in. Would you be open to a quick chat? So that way I've kind of given my ask, made it fairly short, but also referenced something personal to her that maybe is an in that she would find interesting. That's how I would approach this. That's it, nothing crazy. You won't get replies from everyone, but when you take the time to make it personal, you'll be amazed how often people say yes. Level up with Eric's 80% response method. So once you're reaching out and starting a few conversations, how do you actually stand out? According to Eric, while most people ask for help, the ones who stand out offer it first.
I've written to CEOs of companies where I saw a really cool product that they've had. I tested out their onboarding flow. I saw major flaws. I documented it, wrote to the CEO, said, hey, here's what's going on right now. And if you fix this, I can show you X million dollars of referral revenue that you're not capturing or that you're leaving on the table right now. So my thought is to keep that really simple, kind of find your zone in terms of what type of media works for you, and then you can just easily kind of templatize that, and the next one you do becomes higher quality and faster. There's so many ways to go about it, but you just have to find what you're comfortable with. I use often a triple threat strategy, which is kind of like a basketball term for when you have the ball, you can dribble, drive, or pass. My version of that is a really short email, a couple sentences, like maybe 3 to 6 sentences, a quick 1.5 minute video introducing yourself as a real human, and then some sort of original analysis or a deck or a prototype or a landing page, whatever it is that says, hey, I've been thinking about this and this is based on a couple assumptions. Here's something that I think we can consider or discuss as it relates to this opportunity with your company.
That shifts you from being just another applicant into a potential collaborator. So instead of asking for an opportunity, you're creating one. How to run these conversations and follow up. So now you've booked a chat, what do you actually say? Biggest mistake people make is treating these like mini job interviews. They're not. It's just a real conversation. Start with curiosity. Ask the story of how they got into their role, what their day-to-day looks like, and what energizes them most about working at the company. And as they talk, take genuine notes. Not just on what they say, but the things that truly stand out to you, both good and bad. As you start to have more of these conversations, you'll begin noticing patterns. What actually excites you about certain companies and what might be a red flag. Then, before you wrap up, thank them and ask a simple question. Is there anyone else you think I should talk to? That keeps the momentum going and helps build your network naturally. After the call, send a quick thank you message. And if you're not already, follow and connect with them on LinkedIn. This gives you more opportunities to engage with them in future without being pushy. And the connection works both ways. Genuinely never know when you'll have a chance to help them out, introduce someone, or just reconnect down the line. Maintain the network and getting hired without applying. So, how do you actually maintain these relationships? Someone who works for myself, I know how valuable my relationships are for finding new opportunities, but it can take some time to turn them into something. A recent project I'm working on came through an introduction from a person I mentored over a year ago. If we hadn't kept in touch during that time, he might not have known what I was looking for, and I would never have got the intro. The good news is, you don't have to be messaging people every week, just checking in enough to keep things going. Within a few months, you'll probably have about 10 to 15 contacts who really know who you are. For the ones you really click with, set a reminder to catch up every 2 or 3 months. That can be as simple as sending an article that reminded you of something they said, or maybe even just a quick, hey, how's the new project going message. For everyone else, a light touch every month or so is enough. Maybe a comment on a post, a congrats on a promotion, or sharing something relevant to their work. Over time, these light touches add up, and when roles open up at their company, you're not some random applicant in their inbox, someone they already know. One way you can stay in touch with what's going on at different companies is set up a Google alert. So I go into Google here, and using my Adobe example, I might be marketing careers Adobe. What you can then do is filter that for things that are useful for you. So I might say in the UK, for example. While there's nothing up here right now, if I create this alert, now I receive a notification when they're hiring. And once I receive that, then I can get in touch with my contacts there and, hey, ask for a referral or see if they know anything about it. The other thing you can do is look through your LinkedIn contacts and see people who are contacts of your contacts. For example, if I use the Adobe example again, filter my contacts for people in Adobe, I can see, okay, Amy here is already there. But if I look at the more profiles thing, I can see other people in different roles within Adobe, and I might ask for a referral to Dana or something like that. So that's another another way you can kind of keep growing your network and keep expanding the opportunities that you might get from this. That's it. Just have one coffee chat per week. In 12 weeks, you'll have 12 contacts at companies you actually want to work at. When those companies hire, you're not applying, you're getting referred. But keep in mind that your LinkedIn profile must be well optimized to stand out. So if you haven't set it up yet, click here to watch how. If you want help getting your dream job, check out Mentor Cruise. We've got mentors from Google, Meta, and Amazon who could speed up your journey. Link below. Thanks for watching.